Most people get this completely wrong. I want to talk about revenue levers in your business that could be in the stuck position. So let's get you unstuck and talk about how we can increase revenue in your business. First one we're going to talk about is new patients. How do we increase that? Where are they coming from? This is where people get so stuck on a one-minded thing, forgetting that there's multiple ways to bring in new patients. So let's take a look at that. New patient increases through social media ads. This is where most of you are putting all your eggs in one basket. You must diversify what you're doing in order to attract in a ton of people who are looking specifically for your service and are ready to receive it. Radio, TV ads, digital advertising, such as banner ads, streaming TV. I don't know many people that watch regular TV or cable anymore, so those commercials are going away. So we want to look at streaming TV to do commercial and banner ads as well. Print, newspaper, magazines. Many of you think this is archaic, but a lot of our demographic still resides here, especially if you're doing neuropathy, decompression, knee services in your clinics. Those people are still looking at newspapers. In my town and many towns, because I've looked at this for many of my clients, is magazines. In our town specifically, we have something called the Beacon. It's targeted for people that are 55 and older. This magazine prints once a month, which is great. And you can literally find it in every grocery store, community center, everywhere in this town. So don't forget print ad. It still works fantastic for certain demographic. Boots on the ground. Some of you are so afraid to do this. I'm not sure why. This is how many of us who started practices 20, 30, 50 years ago, that's what we do. We'd knock on doors and we'd go introduce ourselves. It's such a day and age where everything's behind a computer screen and waiting for people to do stuff. But let's go out and create relationships in the community. This is branding. You can do that with physicians, physical therapists, gym, personal trainers, other businesses that share a like mind and have the same patient base that we're looking to take care of. They may be doing something totally different. We can help support their business through referrals, and they can help support our business through their referrals, ultimately in order to change the patient's life. OBGYNs, podiatrists, massage therapists, acupuncturists. It goes on and on and on. It's your ability to be creative and to become relational in your own community. Community events, health fairs, screenings, pamper events, dinner talks, lunch and learns, mobile injection clinics, pop-ups, school and sports talks, sports physicals, DOT physicals. You have to really think outside the box. And why I have all of these listed is because I've done all of them, and it has helped us grow million-dollar practices over and over again because it's the relational stuff. Referrals is oftentimes your biggest growth opportunity, but it's the one that's most oftentimes left on the table. So if you need help with us, make sure you're jumping in the Marketing Dojo. If you're not there yet, give us a call. We want to get you in there. Next lever that might be getting stuck is better conversions. This is another one that takes a high level of confront. Going out and getting new patients takes a high level of confront, but most of you guys are afraid to do it. So I'm going to say step out in boldness and work on conversions. We're not doing anything that's not integral for the patient, because at the end of the day, that's what matters most, is we're helping them to get the result. But that comes down to sales training, sales and closing course. We offer one of those. Make sure your team is equipped, or they'll go down to where the patient's at as far as minimizing or their belief lid on if they can afford to do the care or not. Team Dojo training. So we talked about that for the Marketing Dojo. We have a sales dojo as well. Apprenticeship. taking time to apprentice your team members in the office on how to communicate, educate, and elevate that person into care in your practice. Dojo community of other sales professionals. We have a whole community where you can go and interact with other case managers all across the country. It's important to talk to people who are like you because sometimes other people just don't get it. Drilling and role playing. So important. I always say this, the analogy is like a sports team. Some of these Major League Baseball players have played since they were 5 years old, and they could be 30 now, but they still go out and practice every single day because developing and enhancing our skills is a daily activity. Recording your consults, you have to listen to what you're saying because you'll be able to quickly identify, oh my gosh, I forgot this part of it, or I didn't say this thing, or I didn't ask that question. But in your mind, sometimes we get nervous, maybe we're new, that we actually forget to say certain things because our mind said we already said it because we were thinking about it. Or you go back to back to back to back with patients and you're like, shoot, did I say that to that person? Or, oh my gosh, I don't remember. But if you record and audit your consultations, you'll be able to quickly identify where you can make some improvements to get a better result and help that person say yes to care so they can get better results for their life. And then getting feedback, giving yourself the feedback and also getting professional feedback. And that's from your doctor or the owner or the senior case manager, or you can always talk to us. We listen to recordings quite often from people just like yourself, and we always coach and encourage so that you can do better and better so your patients can do better and better themselves. Higher patient visit average and increased collections per visit. So we know PVA as patient visit average, and then there could be a patient visit average dollar amount. So we need to look at both of those. So that comes back to care plan recommendations based on what they need, not what you think they'll do or what their insurance covers. You can see some of these revenue levers, where they get stuck is our own head, okay? Or in the heads of the people who are now over these positions in the office, okay? A lot of times it's fear. I talked about new patients, the fear to go out and do marketing. I talked about the sales, the fear to have tougher conversations and being able to handle any objections or complaints that come up. The other one too is the fear of presenting what the patient actually needs. This is very, very key. So don't make recommendations on what's the sweet spot you think people will pay for. People pay for what they value. You just need to show them the value. And then add ancillary services through treatment plans as needed. There's a whole list of stuff. This is from another presentation that we did, but ancillary services, orthotics, nutrition, peptides, hormones, weight loss. There's a variety of things that we can add in addition to the current recommendations in order to help this person become the best versions of themselves. So don't forget about ancillary services. Could be also DME. There's so many things that you can add as additional services that maybe you bring in a little bit later. If you're stuck or stumped on that, give us a call. We will help you figure out how to increase your patient visit average and the dollar amount that goes along with that. If every single person in your office, we all know that everyone can benefit from nutritional supplementation because let's be real, our food, sometimes I wonder if this is even real food or what is it made out of with all the 3D printing and that kind of stuff. So we need to supplement and give our body the nutrients that maybe it's not getting because of foods that's genetically modified or engineered. This will help the patient in the healing process because when we have the right nutrients in the building blocks within our body, then the body can do what it was designed to do, and that's heal, maintain, and regulate itself. So these little things, how we're helping our patients also increases the patient visit dollar amount average. These people want to have nutritional support, but oftentimes they'll go to Vitamin Cottage or Sprouts and go, I don't even know what to pick. So this is one ancillary service that can help increase your patient visit dollar amount average. And then moving people on to from corrective or initial intensive to corrective care to wellness care, depends on how you name your phases of care in the office. That's going to increase the number of patient visits that person has over their lifetime. And then last but not least, visit compliance. We just were going over all of our virtual executive clients. This is a concierge service that we offer at MedPro Dojo. And we spend Friday mornings looking at stats, KPIs, schedules, all of the things for our clinics. This is one also that takes a high level of confront. So visit compliance. Policies are established in the report of findings. You're going to be here this many times a week for this many weeks in the year, that your visits are going to be this long, how you're going to show up if you miss a visit, what's the cancellation fee, how soon should you make that visit up. So people aren't just calling and saying, oh, I don't feel like it coming in today. Okay, no problem. We'll see you next time. Visit compliance takes a high level of confront, just like all the other things that I've mentioned, but it's key in order to keep a person on track for care so that they're achieving the results that they desire to have. Fully schedule out the entire treatment plan. This is something that's missed, okay? Let me just come in here a little bit and tell you, schedule everybody out. Do it one time. It makes life so much easier. If not, your front desk is going to constantly be chasing down people to get them on the schedule. So then your reminder texts aren't going out and people start falling off of care because guess what? They feel better. And that's going to be an excuse too. Well, I feel better. Why do I need to come in? This is where we talk about function over feeling, because you can feel good, but your function may not be at 100%. So there's a lot of nuances that we teach here at MedPro Dojo to increase these areas. But as I was thinking about it in the conversations that I have all week, I knew that I wanted to talk about these levers again because there's such a low level of the ability to confront in most offices. And that comes from having the confidence. And confidence comes from training and the repetition, just like the little boy who was 5 years old trying to hit the ball off the tee, which then got pitched to them by a coach and then got pitched to them by another player. Every time we do something, we gain confidence and competence. So that's how we're going to confront things that are tough, is when we have good training. And that's what we focus on here at MedPro Dojo. So going back to the visit compliance, policies fully scheduled out. Front desk acts as the accountability partner. We established that on the second visit at the report of findings. When they say yes to the case manager, then they're saying yes to the front desk person as the accountability partner. And if you guys have rehab technicians or rehab bay, they are doing an accountability script with the patient as well, saying, I am going to hold you accountable so that you make it in for all of your visits, so that you can get the care that you desire and that you can achieve these goals that you've been hoping for a while. So we teach you on how to do all of that. All makeup visits are scheduled within a week. No ifs, ands, buts about that. Okay, now if a person's saying, hey, I'm going on a 2-week vacation, you should probably know that already at the report of findings, but maybe they just got blessed and somebody said, hey, I'm taking on a 2-week vacation, take the time off. Well, then we'll schedule before they go a couple extra visits, and then we'll schedule when they come back a couple extra visits. And that's how we ensure that compliance is there. We don't want to take a 2-month plan and turn it into a 6-month plan, because we just prolong that. They're not going to get the results that they need. And the chances are is the longer that goes out, the less interested they're going to be, the less anchored into the original time that they came in and the pain that they were feeling, unless you're educating along the way. Those visits that they said, oh, I'll just make it up on the back end, you'll probably be refunding those. Let's be honest about that. All right. And then strong table talk through the entire care plan. So we talked about function over feeling, not I don't want your team saying, how are you feeling today? Hi, Barbara. How are you feeling today? Don't say that. Hey, Barbara, I'm really glad you're here. Let's go ahead and get you started. Hey, maybe they're greeted by the rehab technician. Hey, Barbara, what have you noticed since your last visit? Oh, I was having such a easier time getting up from the couch and moving around. Before, maybe they had to have somebody help them get them off the couch, or they were thinking about buying a new couch because they couldn't get up anymore. So we want to see what things are changing for them over time, being really interested, not going to the generalities of, oh, how are you feeling today? We don't want that, because if they're feeling good, they're going to start asking, why do I need to come in here? I feel really good. Or if they have been under treatment for a while and they're like, oh, I feel like crap today, then you got to navigate another thing. Maybe they think they're feeling like crap because you're not doing the thing. So we always need to be looking at function. So let me go back here real quick on these levers. I'm going to say it one more time, is a lot of times these get stuck in the up position and not flowing because of your ability or your team's ability to confront. Getting new patients, doing the conversions, making the care recommendations that the person actually needs, and then the visit compliance, telling people to be here and being their accountability partner. So don't skip out on these things. If your revenue lever is stuck, let's get it flowing by doing those specific things. We'll see you next time. Be blessed and be a blessing.
If this helped, give this video a like and share it with someone who needs this.